Welcome back to A&R Pond Maintenance and Supplies. So today I'm going to show you how I pot up plants. Now it's not really the best time of year, get on folks, okay, to do this, but this is for a job that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So as the plants turned up, I thought I'd do it and show you how I do it. Lots of people do it different ways, but this is the way I do it, and it has always worked for me. So we start off with some 10mm gravel, or you can use pea gravel, whatever, as long as it's nice and fine so the roots can grow through it, then you shouldn't have any problems. Now this has been pre-washed. I highly recommend you pre-wash your gravel first, no matter where you get it from. Even if it says it's been washed, you always get dust on it, so I would highly recommend you wash it first. So we're going to put a bit on the bottom, probably too much. Now this pot, this will need repotting probably after a year or two. It's going in a pond, as I said, for a job. The job's not coming up for a couple of weeks, so we're just going to pot it up in this pot for now, and then in a couple of years time, let's see if it's lower now, in a couple of years time we'll go along and repot it again. But this is more for demonstration than anything else. Right, the way the plant gets its food, normally lots of people put aquatic soil in planters. Even if you put hessian linings down the side, I find that the soil still leaches out over time and you end up with soil in your pond, which isn't really what you want. So that's why I do it in gravel. Now you can feed them, sorry about the shaking camera, you can feed them, I tend to feed them. So I put a couple of small feed balls in, down by the roots, and that will sustain them. Now these are the ones I use. I'm not sponsored by them, but it's just the ones I use, and I find that they work really well. I said not sponsored, wish I was, but we're not. This is just what I do, as I've said. Right, after you put your 10mm in and you let your lily slightly below the surface of the basket area, because what you don't want to do is fill it all the way to the top. What's going to happen if you're not careful and you just fill it with 10mm gravel all the way, the fish will dig the plants up, whether it's a lily or anything else, and you'll come out in the morning and find that your plants are floating on the top of the pond. So the best thing to do is get yourself some 20mm gravel and just top the pot off with some 20mm gravel. That'll stop the fish digging up your plants. And if you just leave the stem of the plant, whatever you're planting, just like that. You see that's new growth, and all your growth is going to come from there, which is ideal. Right, so that's those. The other thing we've got to do for this pond is lily. We've got to do a lily for it, which is this one here, which the customer chose themselves. It's very nice, I have to say. There's the instructions for it on the back. So we're just going to pop that in there so they know that they've got the right one. We're going to move that over to the water. Right. That goes in there. You can't see, but I'll show you in a minute. Right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to grab ourselves a little planter. Same process, but we'll have to go and get a bit more soil, a bit more gravel I mean. So we're going to put some gravel in the bottom. Now these are going to be for oxygenating plants, because the customer wants to try and run his pond without a filter and without a pump. He's got about 20 goldfish in there. I told him it's not ideal situation, but that's what he wants to try and do, so that's what we're going to try and do. I have advised him that in the spring and summer, especially in the summer when we get really hot days, he may need an air pump in his pond for overnight, just so the fish get plenty of oxygen. He may not, I don't know, but that's what I would recommend. So we're just going to plant that in there like that. Now I think we've got 8 plants in total, 10 plants in total. I think we're going to do four in a basket, and then we might just put the rest of them loose in the pond. as such. Again, it's exactly the same principle. Into some gravel, 10mm gravel, or pea gravel, something like that. Excuse me. And then you top it off with 20mm or something larger, just so the fish can't dig them up. Again, we're going to put some little fertiliser balls inside. Just help them on the way. They won't really get going until spring comes round, so I don't have to worry about that. These are specialist balls, so you don't get an algae build-up or anything like that with them. So, very good. I've used them before, and we've never had a problem. Now this basket you can fill to the top, but remember you must top it off with something larger, which I just need to go and get, because I don't think I've got enough there. You see, even if you've got large goldfish or koi, they depend on the size of them obviously, you wouldn't really be putting plants in a koi pond, but large goldfish, spunkins, they're going to struggle to pick up the bigger bits, so your plants stay buried. I'll just go and get some more gravel. And then we're just going to top it up with gravel, as you can see. So you can fill this one right to the top. Just on lily, you need to make sure that the growth, the new growth, is up above the gravel. So this one is fine like that, and that's one planter done. Now I've got to repeat that 4 to 5 times, which I'm not going to show you because, hey, it'll get a bit boring. You've seen it once. But I'm going to show you next why you need to pre-wash it, and then you really need to rinse it before you put it in the pond. Oh, so that's our 2 planters there. Now this has been pre-washed. If I rinse that off, you should see all dirt coming out of it, even though it's been pre-washed. That's why I always wash them again. If I'm out on a job, I just wash them in pond water, on the side, on the grass or whatever. You want to make sure it runs clear. That way you're not getting all this rubbish in your pond, which you don't really want. It will clear in time, just doesn't look very nice. And as I'm doing it for a job, you want to try and leave the pond nice and clear for the customer after you've cleaned it and put in new plants and whatever. So that's what we do. Give it a nice wash off, make sure it's all running nice and clear, which it seems to be now. As I said, I've got to repeat this 4 times. Yeah, they're all nice and clear. Right, so we'll just leave that running and then we'll turn the tap off. 2 seconds. Right, this is where they're going to live. I've decided to use the fish tank I moved out of here. They're just like a planting stage. So when we've got plants to go out to customers, they can just go in here after being potted up and we can take them straight out. So even though I pre-washed it and rinsed it again, you can still see a little bit of dirt has come out of it. You'll never get it all out, but as long as you get the majority of it out, then that'll be fine. So we're just going to put the rest of the baskets in here, and as I said, the job's not for a couple of weeks, probably 3 weeks, I'm not too sure on the timing of it. They've got builders in, so they don't want me around doing the pond. So that's what we're doing. Right, what we're going to do is go and have a look at goldfish, which is down the end, and then I'll crack on and do the other 4 pots, which are on video, but I'll show the final result at the end. Right, so here you go. Here's the fish down the end. They look healthy. They've all overwintered. I think this tank, the lowest it got was something like 3 or 4 degrees, even when it was minus 6 or 7 outside. It's not heated, but with all the insulation and the fact it's next to 2 houses, it's kept it reasonably warm. That's our plant installation in the middle. Again with this one didn't do so well because the end is open to the elements, but they're still doing very well down there. They're always looking for food, but I've not fed them for a while because the temperature's just been too low. I do get customers asking me when to feed their fish, and I always recommend that you don't feed fish under 10 degrees. That's what I've always stuck to, that's what I believe in. Other people believe in different things, and that's fine. That's entirely up to yourselves what you feed your fish and when you feed your fish. Just the way I do it. So that's just a quick look at the fish. I'll crack on and do the rest of these plants and then show you the end result. Okay, catch you in a bit. Right, so that's them all planted up. That's the spares. I suspect he's going to need some more plants than just this, but these will grow. Let's fertilise the tabs in. These should grow nicely. And he's got some plants already in his pond, and he's got some irises and stuff like that. So, but you can see, still see a bit of scum on top, even though it was washed in effect 3 times. You still get a little bit. But as you can see, 20mm gravel over the top, 10mm gravel underneath. Works perfect. Doesn't need anything else. Slow release fertilizer tablets. They should last all year. Buried into the roots, and then come a spring maintenance, we'll just top them up again. If we either need to replant them into bigger tubs, or just put in new balls, new fertilizer balls, and that'll be fine. Don't want the lily too deep in water. Needs a bit more water over that to cover the crown, because don't want the leaf out of water particularly. Just needs to cover the top. So top it up, and then we're done. So you see, it'll work quite nicely as a little holder for plants for customers. I said customers will probably need some more, but it'll just be a case of ordering them and sending direct, and you can just throw them in the pond. There is a little shallow area where we've got some irises, so we might plant the rest of them, just remain over there, excuse me, into there. We'll see when we get there, get around to that job. We do have something else going on, which I'll show you. Ignore the muddy garden, which I've still got to do, or get done should I say. Right, now I'm not going to say what this is for, but the vat's back out again. Got water in it, had water in it for about a week now. That video you'll be able to see probably Saturday or Sunday after this one. Today is Thursday, so in a couple of days time, which I think you'll be quite interested in this one. Let's just say it's koi related, or so I'm told it's koi related anyway. So that's what it's out for. The filter's been cycled for quite some time. It's sat on the side of the pond, so we know it's all good. I said the water's been in there since last weekend, so that's all good. So if it is koi, it should be ready. I've got to take those few leaves out, but that's about it. Anyway, just thought I'd do a quick video on how I excuse me, how I do my pond plants. Everyone does them differently. It's entirely up to yourselves how you do them. It's just a demonstration of how I do it. But please, if you're going to do them, make sure you wash the gravel twice. Once pre-wash it, and then after you planted them up, wash it again, because you can see the state of the floor from where it was washed for the second time. Otherwise, all that goes in your pond and makes your pond really dirty. On that note, I will leave it there. If you like the video, think about subscribing, helps the channel out a lot. If you do like the video, think about hitting thumbs up. If you don't like the video, hit thumbs down, that's fine. If you've got anything to say, post them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. I think that's about it. On that note, I will say peace and out, and I'll see you on the next video. As I say, it'll probably be koi related, but you'll see that. Alright, cheers, bye.